Welcome back to Knowledge Labs Amazon Web Services Cloud Computing Training. So let's see how to launch an instance. Under Amazon we have something called EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, which provisions you on-demand infrastructure as a service. So let's get started with how to launch an instance. Click on Launch Instance over here. So this should actually open up a pop-up. So click on this Launch Classic Visa. Click on Continue. So this first step of launching an instance is to select your operating system, or nothing but the AMI. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. Machine Image defines what is the actual operating system that is contained within that machine image and what is the actual architecture of it, and also it tells what is the device size of it, which means the AMI is nothing but the virtual machine image. Once you have created, or previously when you have created something called VMware workstation, virtual machine, or any other virtualization, if you have done or created a virtual machine, the virtual machine would be represented as some .img file or .vmdk file or some other file which is of bulky in size, so which refers to the actual hard disk of that virtual machine. So that is what Amazon people would have already created for us, and that is what is available to us as Amazon machine image, which means these guys would have already created some Amazon Linux instance or Linux virtual machine, and it is all packed and listed for us to select from. And similarly we have other options to select the operating system or to launch an instance with. We can also launch a Red Hat Enterprise Linux version, SUSE Linux, Windows Server versions, and extra. So for this training purpose we will just select with this Amazon Linux AMI. This Amazon Linux AMI is nothing but a modified form of CentOS, so it's nothing but CentOS. So the second step, we need to select the type of instance. So type of instance is something that defines what is the configuration of this instance. So we get the infrastructure which needs to have some configuration based on our requirements. So some might be interested in high computation, so where their processing unit or the actual application they are planning to run requires high CPU and high memory. If that's the case, they can go for this. Or someone who's just going to try things out, then I can very well stick with this micro instance. For this training purpose, we'll be sticking with this micro instance. So select that micro instance, which defines something called CPU units would be up to 2 CPU. CPU cores is 1. Memory is just 613 MB. So if you are planning for some higher configuration, you can go for the small or high CPU. So which is all already defined by Amazon and given to you. Since it is a 32-bit machine, you just have 3 options. If you go for 64-bit machines, you have even more options to select from. You have a higher memory instance configurations also can be selected, and you have something called availability zone. Availability zone is nothing but the actual zone which is all your when you call something as cloud, your cloud will actually be deployed, or you will be accessing a cloud in one single region. That is what you call it as region. So that region is US East, but the Amazon cloud is not just limited to US East region. It is available in almost 8 regions, which is all Tokyo, Germany, Ireland, US East, US West. Now they have expanded right now into South America. So which means like the current region we will be working by default. Any account when you log in, by default the region would be US East Virginia. So that is what we'll be working on. So